is so small. Three, two, one.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Shall we begin? Why, yes, we shall. Joni, how you doing? Welcome to another always interesting episode of the Otter's Den. How's your evening going?
Good. We had the Jimmy Hoffa evening. And now
I had so much fun on that. That was awesome. And the way the lines lined up on the chart to the what happened where, it was simply amazing.
It never ceases to amaze me. It never ceases to amaze me.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing.
Mind-boggling.
That too.
Mind-boggling. Every time you do that, it's like, but I think I'm going to start looking for more info on Jimmy Hoffa and try to line up more lines.
Okay.
Because if you have one or two lining up, I guarantee you're going to have all 12 of them line up. 12,
I bet so.
16 of them. There's 16. And Castor, there is a fixed star that appears.
What was that?
Castor.
Okay.
It's in Gemini. It's in the constellation of Gemini. And it's fixed star Castor. And it always shows up in a forensic astrology chart. The last 4 or 5 I've done, it shows up. And it can be kind of a nasty planet. And there's another fixed star called Sheat.
Called what?
Sheat. Sheat.
Shit.
How do you pronounce that? Scheat. Sheat. Sheat showed up. Sheat.
Shit happened.
Sheat is conjunct Uranus. It's called Sheat. It's a nasty star. It's a nasty fixed star.
That
It is. It's a nasty.
hilarious.
So what's happening with the Otter's Den?
Oh, I don't know.
We don't know.
I haven't gotten a whole lot done on the house because of the job, and got some other projects going. Got a couple side projects going.
It
We'll be
looks
able to
good.
talk more about that here pretty soon, but I got to get rolling on this again. But I've been trying to get a vehicle done out in the garage, and that's taking time, and with work, and it's hard to find time to pick the hammer back up, But I'll get there. I'll get there.
You will.
Summer's here, and as soon as the vehicle's out of the garage, I'm going to bring the doors up, get them stripped, refinish them, get my doors put back up. That way I actually have a bathroom door, a bedroom door. Even though I don't have walls yet, I'm going to have a door.
A door. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Doors.
Then I can get my bookcases refinished and get those back here in the living room, and that's going to make me feel better.
Yeah.
And then I get to refinish my grandpa's bookcase and my grandma's chest of drawers. They're coming back in here, and that's going to make me feel even better.
That will be wonderful. You're getting there. You're getting it done.
Just a little here, a little there.
It's hard to do that kind of work. I will never do it again. And now people are like, well, it needs this done, it needs that done. And I keep thinking, God, you should have seen it before we did what we did to it.
Right.
I mean, hell. And I keep thinking, well, we could have done this, we could have put money into this, but why? Because people want to make it what they want. It's going to be their home.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't want to pick out like quartz countertops. What if they don't want that?
And see, that's a thing. If you're fixing up a house to sell, you need to go with basic stuff. White walls.
Like these.
Yes. That is the best reselling color for walls out there is white. In kitchens, like you said, countertops. What kind of a tub do you put in? Shower. What kind of a toilet do you put in? What kind of a kitchen sink do you put in?
Some people like those barn sinks or whatever, farm sinks. Yeah. Some like stainless steel. So it's like, do you put in money to make it sell, or do you lower the cost a little bit and let people put in what they want? You know?
Exactly.
It's a tough.
You can try to second guess yourself all day long, but what's going to happen is you're going to do something that this person likes that this person hates. Right. And over here, you do something that this person loves and that person hates. So the buyer's just going to have to agree to disagree with themselves on if they want the house. Okay, I can put up with that, or I can change it later.
Well, and I think when it's going to sell, the family or whoever wants it, it's going to hit. That's when it's Joni saying Uranus. I know. The house will sell when it's supposed to sell.
Exactly. And it's going to be quick.
Oh, gosh. We've had a lot of people come through. We've got like 1,000 hits on it. And we've had like showings. Like I had to do the show yesterday out of the house, Orion, because I had to be out of the house for showing. Mm-hmm. But you get different feedback from people, but it might not be what they want, or it's not. It's kind of a. Do they want an in-ground pool? That's another thing. Some people just don't want in-ground pools.
Some people have to have one. Yeah. So
there's and there's a misconception that they are so much work when they are. I take care of the pool. That tells you that there's no work involved.
You keep the leaves out, keep the filters changed. Check the chlorine once in a while. You're good.
Once a week. I throw tabs in there once a week. Now, we've had bad humidity all over the weekend. It was like 90, and it was very humid. You have to watch for algae. Algae can turn a pool green overnight.
Huge, yes.
And you just dump algicide in it.
Yeah.
That's it. I got pissed off because it was green. I just put 5 things of shock in there and said, get out of here, algae. And it left.
Yeah, filter takes it out. You take the filter out, rinse it off, put it back in, you're golden.
And you backwash it. That's it.
Yeah.
Get the goop out. But so there's a big misconception of in-ground pools. I think above the ground pools are harder to maintain than in-ground pools.
Same with the hot tub. The smaller the body of water, the quicker stuff happens.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
I may not have to worry about the hot tub this year because the pump head cracked again. So I don't know if I want to put the money into it for as little as I use it.
Yeah. Just get a little kiddie pool and just kick the water and act like you're in a hot tub.
There you go. I can just do like Pumbaa and eat a bunch of beans.
There you go. You sicko. Rhonda asked on the Orion show last night, well, what is going on with the energy? That everybody kept saying to her, what is going on? What's up is down. What's down is up. And people listen to us know that we've talked about this since 2020. But guess what's going to happen in June? We get a break. Yes. Since lockdown, practically. Isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, that was what, 2021 or 2020?
2020, wasn't it? 2020.
Yeah, 2020.
Yes.
And then 2021 was supposed to be better, and we got our asses handed to us. And
Yeah.
then 2022 was supposed to be better, and we got our asses handed to us.
We knew, remember, because we kept getting all those squares.
Mhm.
Uranus kept coming at 1 year, and then Pluto return is hitting. So it's been bam, bam, bam. We're almost there.
We're getting through it. We've learned a lot. A lot
Yes.
of people have ascended not only in their knowledge of why things are happening, not only astrologically or spiritually, but they've also been paying closer attention to
Events.
events that have to do with higher offices in our country
Oh
and
God.
around the world.
That's coming back for round 3
Oh,
because Pluto, as we all know, is in Aquarius. We knew when Pluto hit, the day that Pluto hit Aquarius is when all that AI stuff hit.
yes.
Remember that big letter came out, AI is going to kill us all and they're going to, stop.
And how long have we
Aquarius.
been bringing up that question? Ever since they started working on AI. The
Right.
Terminator movies. Hello.
Yeah. Well, it depends on if it goes in the hands of somebody good. That's all it depends on. If the evil people,
Not wrong.
and they've already got it, they've
Yeah,
had
it's out
AI crap for decades.
Facebook has it.
Yeah. Nobody, but that's like
You don't-
sunk, didn't it?
You don't know if you're talking to a bot or if you're talking to a real person sometimes.
Right.
In the chats, you got no clue.
I think people think I'm a bot when I'm talking to them sometimes.
Hey, Kathy, how you doing?
Libras can be bots.
I ain't saying a damn word.
Like, are you a bot? No, I'm just a Libra. It's true. But in June, we've gone through it all. The only thing that's happening in June is that Pluto is going back into Capricorn to finish what it started in 2008. It's not going to do this again for 250 years. So, where's it headed back to? Government, structures, top down, kaboom.
And you said Jupiter and Capricorn, correct?
No, Pluto in Capricorn.
Pluto. Sorry. I apologize wholeheartedly.
Pluto. This year we've had Jupiter move, we've had Saturn move, we've got Pluto moving. Pluto's in retrograde. We've had the eclipses. But all summer, this is exciting. We have Venus is going into Leo tomorrow. Now, Venus in Leo is look at me, I'm in love, I'm happy, I'm with my heart, love all summer. Venus and Mars are together all summer. It's really potent. It's good. Isn't that exciting?
It is exciting. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay? I'm just going to leave it there.
I will tell you this. Venus goes retrograde this summer.
Yes.
You know what that means? X is coming back like flocking at your door. Lock the door. Lock your door. Lock the door. Lock the door.
I made a post the other day about some interesting things that came up, and I learned and was reminded of some new lessons and past lessons. And somebody reached out to me on a sidebar and said, "Hey, what did you mean by that?" And it was just in one day, actually 2 days, excuse me, 2 days. A lot of old things resurfaced. Hello, Pluto, Mercury as well.
Yeah.
You know, we just got out of Mercury's shadow.
Yeah.
And it just gave me a chance to reanalyze it. Look at things a different way and realize that I made some wise choices for once.
That's
I've
good.
recently I changed how I did things. I kind of went back to being the Scorpio detective type dude, you know, and I got information that I've been waiting for a long time, and that allowed me to shut and lock some doors. So that opened up. Let's just say it's opening up some new doors. Let's just say that, okay?
Well, good.
I locked some doors, and some new ones maybe opening up a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
Well, put the deadbolt on them because they're coming back. A lot of exes are going to be heading all summer.
Well, and this may
Because-
not be such a bad thing for me with the way I'm doing this right now, because the universe is giving me the information that I've been asking for a long time. And
Okay.
a lot of it I'm not searching for. It's just all of a sudden my phone rings, there's a knock on the door, my messenger goes off, boom, here's the information I needed. Thank you.
Well, good.
So, you know, this is going to allow me to permanently lock doors where they're still open, just a smidge in here, because maybe I wasn't given closure. Maybe this, maybe that. Maybe I didn't get to apologize for this. Who knows, you know? But I'm looking at this as a positive thing for me.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, this is all occurring during Gemini season. Now, Gemini season is learning and communicating and talking and wanting to stop it to learn.
Said the G word.
I know. Well, that's what we're in. We're in Gemini.
I know.
And Venus in Leo is happy. She's in love. She's proud. She's going to go around and tell everybody everything. So if you have somebody that's got a crush on you, you're going to hear about it. They're going to be very bold and very blunt and say, I've had a crush on you for 6 months.
Is that right?
You watch. Mark my words. It's going to happen.
Is that right?
Yeah. That's what Venus in Leo does.
Is that right?
Did that happen?
I tell you what, I ain't saying nothing.
Well, Venus is in Leo from June until October because she goes into retro status. Now, the whole time she's in retro, she's going to be dancing with Mars, which when those two are they're going out and having fun, everybody's happy. It's all balanced.
I like it.
We're going to finally get the balance that we've so lacked since like March. So we need it.
Yes. Yeah, it would be welcome. Well, words.
Maybe right.
Words are things. It would be welcome. You know, it's been a tough, 5, 6, 7 years for me, and a little peace and happiness would be a welcome reprieve.
This is a great romantic time.
That would be wonderful.
This is really a good time for it ignites romances. What we've got coming. It's really nice. Exes double bolted, Miss Rhonda. And Rhonda, in response to your question, I looked. June is wonderful. It's very there's going to be a couple of little transits in Jupiter that are, not Jupiter in June, but it's finally we are getting back to the balance. So remember that it's a peaceful month. It's a good month.
Yeah, that's
peace. We need it. We need to get that balance back.
We do.
Yeah.
And
Leo is fun. Leo's fun.
That brings me to a scenario at work. I was allowed to get some balance back in an old relationship. First day of work, I go in. This factory has electricity coming into it like you wouldn't believe. And I walk in there, I could feel it in the parking lot, and it wears me out. I'm normally real good at dealing with EMF. In there, it wears me out. There's just too much of it. I can't shield against it all. So I'm tired by the time I come home. And I walk in there, I'm talking to my boss, and you know how you can feel the spirit and entity sneaking up on you. I raise my hand. I'm starting to turn around to grab this thing that's coming to sneak up on me. And I turn around, and there's my ex. She's a shift supervisor. And we just looked at each other like, I'm like, how you doing? And she just says, working at Akuma. I'm like, me too. And
So you didn't know
No.
each other was working there?
no, I had no idea she worked there when I applied there. No idea. But
How long ago is she an ex?
15, 16 years.
What? Here comes Venus.
But it gave me a chance to apologize for being an asshole. It gave me a chance to apologize for the way I treated her. It gave her a chance to do the same thing. And we were able to become friends and coworkers without being pissed off at each other for old petty.
How cool is this?
Very decent working relationship. It's cool.
So, is she married? What is going on with her? Is she?
I think she's got a boyfriend. I don't know. I didn't ask.
Well, I'm sure you'll find out now. No, I mean, now that you know that she's working, that is so cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's doing good. Her kid's doing good. So yeah, happy for her.
So she's obviously in the area.
I think she lives
like close.
Probably about 40 miles away from me, which is okay. Just saying.
That's really neat. That is cool. That's lining up right with Venus and Mars.
Yeah.
This probably going to have a fling this summer.
We got the closure that we never allowed each other. We were finally able to give each other closure and understand the situation of what happened back then a little better. She realizes she knows about how the paranormal can affect people now. She understands that it affected her as well, not just me. And so, we kind of got an understanding of why things happen. And, we made amends, and it's cool. She's another coworker.
That is so cool. Look what Howie says. Not going to happen. Walls, concrete, steel, iron. Nope, nope, nope. Water, wood, and whatever walls can go up.
So yeah, like I said, all this happening. I see coworkers. I see people on the street. I've got people inboxing me. They are having a very rough time with the way some of this is happening to them. Some of it is in the deep way that they are used to dealing with things. Well, no, I can't deal with the situation. I ain't gonna do it. Shove it back under the rug. It's going to hit you again, and it's going to hit harder. You're going to be best to look at yourself.
Yeah.
Do the work. Admit to yourself. Convince yourself. Comprehend yourself, your old self, your current self, who you're trying to get to self, and just get the work done.
Well, one of the really great astrologers, her name is Braca. I love her and I listen to her all the time. And she said, it's Gemini. We're in Gemini season. While in June, when you wake up every morning, just text and, Gemini's words. It's writing, it's words, it's communicating.
Oh, it's words all right.
Just word salad. Just say 3 nice things or text somebody that you care about. Something nice once a day or every other couple of days. You did this right, or hello, or I was just thinking of you. How are things going?
Yeah, if a compliment, if there's a place for to give
Yes.
somebody a compliment, by golly, give it to them. Don't make it freaky and like, are you?
Yeah, not like you're stalking somebody, but because Gemini is all about words and how we communicate to people, how we listen to people, how we communicate. That's Gemini season.
Yeah,
It's all about words and talking, and um, but it's a really good June. It's really a that actually Venus and Mars together all on and off all summer is going to be fun. We need it. We
Yeah.
need that.
yeah, we do. We really do.
We need it as a collective. Leo in Venus is very friendly, very happy.
I like that.
So at least people won't be bitchy,
That's a good thing. That's
going around beating each other up. Nowadays you can't walk in, people just hit people. What's going on? That's my pop. No, that's my pop. Boom. And they get into fights now. People fight.
Well, in my late teens, early 20s, I was base Scorpio mode. You look at me wrong, you're on the ground. That was me. It's not anymore, but
People
I-
seem angrier now. Don't you think?
yes, I do. And I think a lot of it has to do
Angry.
with lifestyle changes from when, I mean, every decade, everything changes so much.
Yeah.
It's not like when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we went down to Grandma and Grandpa's house every Sunday. Us,
Yeah.
the cousins, the aunts, the uncles, we all had dinner. We all talked. We all played. We all enjoyed each other's company. And
Sunday dinner.
yeah, it's with today's lifestyle, it's almost impossible to do that with jobs and shifts and high school sports and this and that and the other thing, and it's hard to do that. And the people that
Yeah.
kept us together back then, they're not here anymore.
Well, that's when we get older and we're the ones that are supposed to keep things back together.
Not
Like
wrong.
Sunday dinners.
Mhm.
And like my grandma would come over to our house every Sunday for dinner.
Yeah,
You're right. Sunday dinners after church.
it was a thing. But now people
Yeah.
are spread across the country with jobs and stuff. You can't do that.
Or they're mad.
Yeah.
Or they're boycotting.
Yeah. You got, Joe over here, and you got Sally over here, brother and sister. They don't like each other because he's this sign and she's this sign, and he grew up learning narcissistic tendencies, and she grew up learning codependent tendencies, and they can't work there now because they won't look at themselves to comprehend what the hell's going on, not only with themselves but with each other, and they won't communicate to comprehend, so they just sit there and bicker or don't talk.
Right. People are angrier. I hope this anger goes away. It will in June at least.
That'd be a good thing.
Well,
Renee,
Pluto.
actually listen to people, not just hearing what people say, when they're
When
talking. You listen, you need to listen to comprehend what they're saying,
Yep.
how they feel, what they need. You don't listen to, okay, how am I going to win this argument? Because if you're doing that, when they're talking, your brain is thinking, you are not listening to them. You are thinking about the next line that's going to come out of your mouth that's going to one up them. It's not right.
Yep.
And I've been guilty of that too.
But and I think it's been easy to do with energy being all chaotic, and you go into eclipse season and then you've got outer planets shifting, you've got the collective shifting, you've got mundane astrology, which is events in the world happening, and it's just been a big ball of chaos.
It has been.
Yeah.
We've got a drought in the Midwest. It is affecting crops, which is going to what? Raise food prices. What has been raising? Food prices.
Energy, gas prices.
Yes. Inflation is at a high.
It's awful.
It is nuts.
It's awful.
And it started about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
When there was a change in the guard. We'll put it that way.
There still is going to be a change of the guard. It's all over that astrology chart. It is so in your face on astrology charts. I'm very surprised it has not happened yet.
You can't deny it. And see, that's another thing that people are getting scared about now, again, is we have an election. I'm just going to say the word. We have an election coming up. Guess what word they just announced? There is a new V word that is supposed to be worse than the C word at election time. Imagine that. Go back 10 elections, 8 elections. Every election, there was a new one. Swine flu.
A lot of astrologers said that when Saturn moved into Pisces, that would happen because Pisces rules over that. Pisces rules over that. There's a Neptune transit too that is over what we went through for 3 years, the lockdowns and stuff. And that there's some astrological things out there that show that another one is coming, but I'm just acting like I don't believe it.
It's half of the time.
I just don't believe it.
I'm not going
to listen.
Don't get me wrong. Okay. Some people were affected very detrimentally by this. Okay. I'm not denying that. But most of the fear mongering was hyped by the media.
Absolutely.
To a lot of people, this was no more than a cold. Sometimes to, an
immunization, immune system.
Challenged person, okay, their immune system doesn't work. The common cold can be deadly. It's a thing. Flu. You get an infection. It's a thing. They just hyped it up, and then we have the things making athletes drop over from heart attacks and liver problems, kidney problems, strokes, this, that, the other thing, almost immediately after getting it. And that's another thing. I don't remember exactly when, but I actually did a little study in the astrology thing. I'm trying to learn a little bit.
Okay.
But the effects of that are going to start to be shown here pretty soon.
Yes.
Am I not correct?
Yes, you're right. Okay. Yes.
We're going to see more of it.
Yes. Saturn in Pisces is the restriction of big pharma. So Saturn moved into Pisces, and it is restricting the whatever you would call and somebody yelled at me the other day and said I was not being caring because I called it woke. And I said Saturn in Pisces is going to restrict the woke movement.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not caring. That's what I think it's called. And that's exactly what's happening to it. Look at Target, look at Bud Light, look at other companies that are being affected. It doesn't mean what my personal feelings are. It's what the astrology is going. It's what Saturn is going to clamp down on.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't try to be woke. Try to awaken. There's a difference. It's hard to explain briefly, but what they mean by woke is almost, how do I want to put this? This is the way I feel, so you have to feel this way too.
Yeah.
Because this is how this is.
Well, that's Saturn's.
When I started to wake up and go through my healing journey and ascend, it's like, okay, you do you, I'll do me. I won't push my agenda on you. You don't push your agenda on me. We can work together. No problem. Just do your thing. I'll do my thing.
Just respect. You don't have to shove it down somebody's throat, so to speak.
Yeah. And where the
And-
companies tried to cater to that small group of people, it's a lot of other people off.
Well,
It's the
you
way they
know,
did it.
yes, and we've got 3 years of that,
Yeah.
of clampdown, and it's 3 years on the pharmaceutical companies. Pisces rules over that Hollywood, and it's just Saturn
Mm.
hits.
When they're
Saturn went into Aquarius. What did we lose? We lost our freedom.
Yes.
How many years? 3. Saturn's rule was for when did the lockdown start? In March, when Saturn moved into Aquarius.
Yes.
And when Saturn moved out into Pisces, the lockdowns were easing up as Saturn started to move out.
Yes.
So it's Saturn's effects are very, very strong. It's the lessons. There was a lesson out of why we were restricted
Mm-hmm.
for those amount of years.
But that I've
So now,
said this
you know,
before.
why?
Go ahead.
Well, I think it's the whole thing with the pharmaceutical companies is going to be huge when it comes out. Whatever the restrictions are, it's just going to Saturn tightens its rope around.
We're going to see a lot of change. There are talks, conspiracy theories, if you will, about Trump was supposed to. I'm just going to say the word Trump was supposed to allow the med beds to come out, to implement them, to get them out in the field and get them working. And then the new administration shut all that down.
Well, that's Aquarius. Med beds are the Aquarius technology.
They are being called to be coming out again very soon.
Good.
About election time.
Yeah. Boy, shocker.
And for those of you that don't know what a med bed is, it is a very highly technological machine that uses light and sound frequency to heal the human body, to heal what is actually wrong with you, instead of only treating the illness with drugs and whatnot.
Well, pharmaceuticals, that makes sense.
Yes, see?
Yes. Saturn could restrict down on that. That's perfect timing.
Yes.
And that's perfect timing.
They are here. They exist. They are a real thing. It's just
They've
they don't want
probably
us
been
knowing
here
about it.
forever.
They don't want us. They've been around for a while. But they've been increasing their capacity and their healing ability, and they don't want Big Pharma don't want them out. Big Pharma does not want them out at all.
No, it'll hit. Saturn's clamping down there.
Yeah. Sorry to get so governmental tonight, people, but it's only astrology. And that's what.
Well, you got Pluto moving back into Capricorn, so that it's going to be. Have you fixed from 2008?
And see, I wrote that down because I'm going to go back to 2008 and see where I was.
Absolutely, go back at 2008 and see where you were in your life.
I'm going to compare who I was then to who I am now.
Yes.
Do I still have work to do? And do I still exhibit something that I don't like from back then now, and maybe I'm not realizing it?
Well, Pluto, let's see, on a personal level would be, what is it that I need to have power over in my life? Am I allowing somebody to take my power away, or am I putting power on people?
That's easy.
So that would be on a personal level with Pluto.
Yeah.
Is transformation.
That's, like I said, that's easy for me. Controlling the situation. I always feel I need to be in control of the situation.
Yes.
I want to drive my own vehicle to this social gathering so I don't get stuck there if I feel I need to leave. I want to be in control of my work area at work. I want to be in control of my home when I'm here.
Right.
But when somebody is here with me, I have learned to release some of that control and allow them to have some of that control. At work, I have had to do
That's
the same thing.
huge.
But I'm still driving to where we're going. Just saying.
2008 is the year before I took control of me, says Gail.
There you go, Gail.
Yeah.
And Gail, I just want to say I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
You've done amazing.
Yes.
I'm proud of a lot of people on this thread. I'm just going to put that out. For the work you have done, for what you've
Oh, you're
up with
proud.
and went through. Yes.
Proud.
Yes, proud. I'm proud of these people.
What does Rodney say? I can't see what he says.
Back in
Okay.
2008, people don't act like they are now. Every day, or everybody knows everything. One person is different than the other. That's why you investigate. You can have two people side by side. You still ain't going to get the same results. But if you catch it and then it,
Tell you it didn't happen.
there's more. But you catch it and they tell you it didn't. That would be like narcissistic gaslighting, stuff like that. Two people talking behind your back, you catch them, you confront them, they deny it, tell you you're crazy, stuff like that.
Well, and that's very Plutonian.
Mm-hmm.
It's control. It's bringing a lot of issues up. Did you transform from 2008? Have you grown?
Yes.
Have you? Pluto's all about power. Pluto is power driven.
Very.
It's people having power over you and you having power over other people and of yourself.
Yes.
Have you allowed yourself to be the best you could be? What's restricted that?
Thank you for that. What has restricted that?
What has restricted that?
Is there something you don't like about yourself that you refuse to realize or admit? Because then you might have to change. You might have to apologize to somebody. Oh God, no, we can't do that.
Well, and people resist change. Fixed sign. Scorpio is a fixed sign. They don't like change.
No.
They hate change. They despise change.
Yes.
They do not like it.
We do until the change is forced upon us.
Yep.
And eventually we start doing the work and our situation gets better.
Exactly. But Scorpio doesn't like change. That's a tough one for Scorpio.
It is. It really is.
Not being in control or change. Mm-hmm. They do not like it. But that's a fixed sign. Fixed signs can't help it.
But I've learned to compromise on a lot.
Sure. Sure. I mean, 2008 seems like it's a long time ago, but that's where we're headed back to.
Right back at you, sis.
She's so cute. But, there's a lot of shifting going on in June, but it's not going to be not like what we saw in April and May. It's a lot calmer. We can get back on our feet. We can laugh. This Mars and Venus thing is a lot of fun.
Just
romance. Romance is in the air.
Give yourself permission to have some fun.
Yes. Leo insists on fun. Venus in Leo insists on having fun.
Yeah.
Be proud of yourself. What have you accomplished? Be proud of your accomplishments.
I can finally say that I am.
Yes, you should, as you should be.
I'd never say that before. Even if I did something good back then, I wouldn't say I'm proud of myself. I'd be bragging up one side and down the other. Look what I did! Look what I did! Blah, blah, blah. But for the wrong reasons. For the
Yeah.
wrong reasons.
Leo is like Leo does that. They get in the center, and it's like a spotlight on them. So we got, or is it society? Rodney says, or is it society? Society has changed drastically. Drastically
Yeah.
changed.
And it's going to keep changing.
Well, we have to change things. We change back what we don't like.
Yeah.
Ronnie says the universe is fun if you listen to it and be one with it. Yes.
If you don't fight it. Yeah, absolutely. And then my sister's got a question. With Mars and Venus, intense passion? Yes.
Absolutely. It's going to be a fun summer with a lot of passion. Yeah. I mean, they're together on and off, back and forth, because you got like, stop it, pervert. Like Mars and Venus were having a transit, but then you got Venus going back into retrograde, which another do-over, and then boom, goes back. So it's back and forth. It's a good romantic summer. Yes, a lot of passion.
So if you're getting into a new relationship and everything's going good, and then all of a sudden there's a stall, or maybe one of the two sees or feels something that they may think isn't correct or what have you, communicate. You'll figure it out.
Right.
Work through it. Don't just, you did this, I'm done, I'm out.
Right.
Give it a chance.
And the good thing about Venus and Leo is it's bold. So you're going to say what's on your mind.
Yeah.
And like I said, if you've got a crush on somebody, it's going to slip out. It's going to come out.
I think it just,
You're going to spill the beans. Just be very aware that stuff it's just going to roll out the mouth. Just be very careful. If you don't want the person to know, just watch what you say. Oh, I've had a crush on you since 2008. No, stop it. Stop.
like I said, truths have been coming out.
It is going to come out. And it's fun time. It's good to hear that. I was happy today because I thought, God, finally, we get a little bit of a break away from this chaos.
Yeah.
And there have been a lot of deaths this summer as well. This eclipse season had a lot of people die in it.
Yeah.
Which was rough.
Well, and we even called that. We did.
A lot.
We warned people this may happen. This
Yes,
is
we did.
the universe, because some souls incarnated here at the wrong time. They weren't supposed to be here in this time. And so they got called home. So they can reincarnate in the correct time where they're needed. Which in a way is a good thing. I mean, there's loss. That's not a good thing. I understand that. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But it's the universe kind of doing a do-over, and it just to smooth things out here, there, and repairing a future timeline.
That's interesting. That's interesting because it does fall into line with what occurred.
Yeah. Yes, Donna.
But, I think a lot of people lost a lot of people at this eclipse, more so than a lot of other eclipses I've seen.
Well, not only people, but pets.
Animals,
Yeah.
yes.
I've seen a lot of that. And they come and incarnate. They are in our soul tribe as well.
Right.
Our familiars. I swear to my new chow is my old chow.
Are you sure?
A little bit. Oh, she does the same thing Puddin did. She will herd me through the house by nipping at my legs and steering me to the cookies or to her water bowl. Dad, I need water. Dad.
Isn't that sweet? So sweet.
So many of her habits are spot on, or maybe just a hair different. But she's learning and she isn't so stubborn. So maybe she came back, and when she went, she learned a little bit, and she came back.
That's
I've
interesting.
got her counting to 4, and she knows to sit. She'll sit.
Cool.
So and she's starting to stay a little bit. So we're getting there. Chows take a little longer to train, but we're getting there. Puddin knew
She's
what sit was. She just would not.
little fluff balls. Well, sure, and I think June we needed a rest.
Yeah.
We needed a rest because it was so hectic. It's been hectic for a long time. And we don't have that much time. January of 2024, 2024, January 20, is when Pluto goes into Aquarius and stays there. So we will be getting out of the Pluto return, which we're already getting out of now, but we're going into it again.
Yeah, the Pluto return is the ending of a system that is failing. Then we're going to rebuild it into a new system.
Collapsed it.
That hopefully does not. Hopefully it's going to be better. So, we're already seeing more electronic money, Bitcoin, this, that, the other thing. That's going to be a thing. Don't be surprised if the dollar bill goes away.
It's going to collapse. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Uranus is in Taurus. That's digital money, and Taurus is money.
I just don't want them to do it the way the new Fed, FED, not Federal Reserve, it's Fed.
Right.
It's a different thing. Look it up.
Right.
Everything will be traceable, and if you go to the store to buy a new couch and the government don't think you need that new couch, they deny you purchasing that new couch. If they don't think you need all the groceries in your cart, in your bag, guess what? They don't let you buy it. It's no.
Yes.
And the changing of the guard will repair that issue.
Well, that is so obvious in the astrology. It was triggered from last November, and I was surprised it even lasted through April. So it's got to be this year.
Yeah.
It's got to be. Changing of the guard is coming.
It
big time.
We need it. And I tell you, I understand the other people running against our ex-president to become the new one. But if they would just look at his birth chart, at everything that's going around, where he was taking the country, they would say, "Here you go." He's going to get it anyway, but it's just cost everybody more money.
It's a horrific. Yeah, there are some really tough aspects.
She knows.
Well, yeah, and if you use too much of your carbon credits, they cut off your money.
Carbon credits are a thing. Big companies trade them all the time.
Yeah.
If you don't know what carbon credits are, you're allowed so many carbon credits. What that is the amount of carbon you are putting back into the atmosphere, into the ground. Okay. Carbon pollution. Okay. Now, companies that don't have used too much can trade with companies that haven't used all of theirs. So it really does no good, except it's taxed.
No.
And so it makes the government's money. It's a control thing.
Yes. It is.
And not all countries go by it.
None of that would surprise me. None of that in the next upcoming months with Pluto going back into Capricorn. Something's going to get rocked.
Yeah. Before
it's on its last hurrah out.
Yeah.
And it more than likely will be the financial system.
And, it's so screwed right now. I'm going to say this. It needs to be rebuilt. I just said that.
Well, we've made it this far with the Pluto return, and we knew that Babylon fell during Pluto return. Rome fell during Pluto return. And they're still there. Rome is back. Rome, it came back fine.
Yeah.
what happens is all of the nastiness and ugliness and low vibrational stuff is destroyed.
That so it can rise better.
It does rise better.
Yeah.
And that's the whole purpose of Pluto. That's the whole purpose. So
Donna, Americans are not stupid. We will begin ye old bartering to get around that crap. It's already started. Next thing, we will have 3 seashells from Demolition Man. Hey, I don't know how to use the 3 seashells, so you're going to have to tell me on that, okay? I'm like Sylvester Stallone. I don't know how to use those. Where's toilet
Yeah.
paper?
well, that's why they said to get gold and silver, because it's an alternate to the bartering. What you can perhaps pay a farmer that, or what, who knows.
Yeah, one guy's good with woodworking, so he does something and trades with the farmer for food. This farmer grows
Exactly.
corn. This farmer grows beans. This farmer grows carrots. This farmer is dairy, milk, butter, cheese. Everybody has something that they can do, and you trade for it. That's what they used to do.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me if that started to happen
Yeah,
at all.
yeah. Russia went back to the gold standard. Their economy picked up.
Right.
What was Trump going to do? Go back to the gold standard. What was Kennedy going to do? Go to the silver standard. Bye, Kennedy.
That's right. That's right.
Bye, Trump.
So it'll be interesting to watch what happens.
It's going to be. And don't freak out. There's going to be some change.
Right.
Just let it flow. Let it flow. I don't like change, and I'm saying let it flow. Okay? I don't like.
You don't.
I like to have $100 bill stashed away in a back cubby in my billfold. I used to call it my mad money, because when she found it, she'd get mad. Mad money.
That's my mom used to would always carry $100 bill in her wallet and call it mad money. That was from back in the Depression days.
Yeah.
They always kept a certain cash on them in case something happened.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a backup, an emergency fund.
Yes.
And nowadays, you should have at least, and I know it's difficult for a lot of people to do this. I can't do this right now. I'm working on it. But you should have a minimum of 3 months worth of wages in savings.
That's tough right now with everybody. That's tough.
Yeah, just in case, it's a good idea to do. And you can stock up on non-perishables, but if you don't do the hamburger helper and the canned goods. Can your own vegetables, can your own hamburger,
Right.
Can your own soups, flour, wheat, non-GMO flour, non-GMO wheat, yeast, what you need to make bread.
Exactly.
Yeah. Go back old school.
Know your farmers. Go to the farmers market.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rodney said it always comes back to the gold and silver, doesn't it? Amazing. It does, Rodney. Isn't that true? It always goes back to the gold and silver system. But I think if that'll happen, that
not wrong. And maybe I'm just going to throw this out. Maybe the change that I'm talking about and thinking of, which I'm not going to go into a whole lot, because there's a lot of theories, this, that, the other thing, that I cannot prove right now.
Right.
But maybe the new system will balance that out and make it more fair for everybody. Now, I'm not talking about,
I hope so.
taking this person's wealth and giving it to this person, redistribution.
No.
That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about balancing the slate.
Yes.
Make it better for everybody.
Well, and we've known that there was a dual system going on for about 3 years.
Yeah.
We just didn't know where it was because it was hidden. But the astrology clearly showed a dual system of finances for everybody.
Yep.
You can interpret it whatever way you want, but it's been there.
Yeah. And I just want to throw something out there. Boston Tea Party. Okay.
Okay.
They were upset because they were being taxed for a few things.
Okay.
Do you realize how much we're being taxed more than they were right now
I don't even want to
in
think
this
about
now
it.
moment? And we just accept it.
Yeah. We accept way too much.
Back then,
We've
you didn't have to
accepted too
buy
much.
a license to go fishing. And I understand
Yeah.
it's to support the lakes, that they keep up. I'm cool with that. I am. I will pay for a fishing license in order to have a good lake to go fishing at. I got no issue with that. But you got to get a license to get married. You got to get a license for this. You got to get a license for that. You got to get a
Right.
license for.
Yeah. Control. Control and fear. Those are two things that you cannot allow to happen. And I don't think people will allow it to happen. There will be some, but
Yeah.
beans, flour, pastas, put jars in the oven on 200. That's a great tip.
That
What a great tip.
was one of the first
That's
things I
super awesome.
replaced was my canning books and canning jars and canning lids. Seeds. People, seeds. People. Seeds.
Well, see, and we're lucky here because we have a lot of farmers markets, and we have a lot of farms and animals. So we're very lucky here. Like a place in New York City, what are they going to do?
With the farmers markets, you got to be careful because a lot of them do use glyphosate. A lot of them use pesticides, insecticides. But there are some that do not. They do everything natural, non-GMO stuff. So
Right.
you need to communicate with your vendors, and if they can't tell you, if they have no idea if their product is non-GMO or GMO, you probably don't want to be buying from that vendor. Just saying, because a good vendor is going to know the difference, and they're going to tell you, this is this variety.
Right.
This is how I raise it. Yes, please give me all you got.
Well, I don't know if it'll come to that. I think we're going to be fine. The changes, I think we are as a collective awakening. I think there is a great awakening. A lot of it, like we talked about last night, was sticking our baby toe into the age of Aquarius, leaving the age of Pisces. That's 25,000 years.
25,920.
I don't know. It's a long ass time.
That is how long it takes to go from one sign into the next, over 25,000 years.
Isn't that amazing?
And we are coming into the age of Aquarius.
Yeah, we got our baby toe in.
Yeah, every sign has an age. Scorpio has an age. Usually that's war. Just saying.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
Mars and Scorpio.
but those are broken down into smaller cycles. 25,000 or no, 2,500. Your 200.
Yeah.
It's like the year. You got your year, you got your month, you got your week, you got your days. Well, you got this your 25,000 year cycle, you got this cycle, you got your 2,500 year cycle, you got this cycle,
Yes.
200 year cycle. It's just the calendar on a bigger scale.
On a big scale. Big scale. Well, we are past our hour, Chief. Again, it goes by so fast.
It does.
It does. It flies by. Every Monday flies by when we do this.
It does. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pop off. Not pop off.
Pop off and get on the regular other Otter's Den.
Yeah, that's
Is that
probably
what
what I'm
you're
going to
gonna
do, or I'm probably just going to get on mine.
Okay.
If anybody, does anybody want me to hop off here and go live off my personal page?
Sure. I'll watch you.
Give them a couple minutes to, they got to have a minute to type,
Well, sign off of here, off of Restream. And everybody, thanks for having me, Keith, on the Otter's Den.
Thank you so much.
Have a great week, everybody. Enjoy all this fun being in love.
Yeah. Okay, we got sure.
Our closing, right? Here it is. You want me to punch it? You want me to punch it?
Yeah,
Want me to
I'll
hit
hit
it?
the end screen right here. Okay, yeah, there's a couple people who want me to hop back on. So thank you for joining us for
Okay.
the Otter.
Boop.